Welcome, everybody, to the Delco No Network podcast. My name is Trio, along with my co-host, Mr. Anthony the Gooch Ragucci. We are here to discuss Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 tonight. This is one of our new format shows. What we're doing is kind of reviews now, so this is our first movie review. We'll also be doing a game review later this month. That's going to be either Outlast or Prey. We're leaning more towards Outlast at the moment. But anyways, we'll jump right into it. We just got out of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 not an hour ago.
Yeah.
First impressions, fucking love the movie.
I
enjoyed it.
I really liked it. The question is, like, was it better than Guardians 2? Or, sorry, Guardians 1? I think Guardians 1 beats it just by a little bit.
And that's only because it's the original, really, in my opinion. You're not going to top that first feeling of just, seeing Peter Quill dance through that graveyard in the first scene just to
I gotta admit that opening was the Guardians 1 opening is better.
It's amazing. It's so good. It's hard to top.
Yeah, with the thing with Guardians 1 is nobody knew what to expect, and seeing that for the first time, everyone was like, "Wow, this is really good."
It's really cool. Really,
the Guardians are so what's the word? Not underrated.
Unknown in the comic verse.
There's a word,
they're the C-listers, usually, in the comic book world.
Yeah, especially them. They're, Gamora and Star-Lord, aren't even main Guardians, but we won't even get...
They aren't? I thought they
Not
were.
At first. They're not the first Guardians.
Okay. Well, yeah, and,
Nova is, and, a few other people.
I did not know that.
We won't get into that. But, yeah, again, Guardians 2 is just like Guardians 1. You get more comedy. Guardians 1 times 5. You really
totally.
said.
I mean...
And maybe it's a little more heavy in the plot of, the plot revolves around Star-Lord.
Yeah,
that's where
with him and Kurt Russell's ego kills it. There's so many great references in this movie. There's just the Easter eggs galore. If you're a Marvel fan, you will love Guardians of the Galaxy.
There's a lot of comedic, but Marvel comic book Easter eggs, which we'll get into in the spoiler section.
Len, I did say this before. Very comedic. I'd say that easily the most comedic Marvel movie we've got since the first Guardians
1, yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. I mean, like we said earlier, sure, they did show a few good one-liners in the trailers and stuff like that, but I think that they padded it out enough with some better...
Yeah, there were some good jokes throughout the movie, but, what kind of sucks is, when we came up to, the Groot scene with the button, the first trailer that they had, it's we've seen that, 7 times, so
we
it
know
wasn't
what's
that
going
funny.
on.
It was but, it wasn't, It wasn't
cracking up. It wasn't as funny as it probably would have been.
There were a lot of laughs from the theater.
Totally.
Which, you know what I found annoying for the first time? All right, I want to hear what they're saying. Shut up.
Yeah, just be quiet. I want to hear what's going on. We got Baby Groot in this, who's a really fun comic foil.
Go ahead.
No, he's just kind of that comic relief.
Yeah.
They point to him when they need something funny, but he's also pretty powerful.
He has a role, but most of it's comic relief, but he's not there for no reason. And that's one thing I thought they did really well in this movie. All the Guardians and all the characters had their roles, and they weren't just there for no reason. And going into the film, I had no idea what Manus was about. And then you kind of...
Definitely, I had no idea.
Exactly why she's there.
Yeah.
Same with Yondu.
And it's not the most elaborate howdy-do reason, but it makes sense. And they give her a reason to be in this universe and to kind of be with them. Nebula and Gamora really kind of enjoyed their arc.
Yeah.
Nebula kind of went through a very good character development that I felt paid off, and I enjoyed.
And of course, Star-Lord has
his stuff
about him. So that was good.
It very much focuses around Star-Lord, and I think that's kind of where its strength lies, because you need that kind of that solid plot point to kind of get you through it. Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, kills it as always. Loved Zoe Saldana as Gamora. Drax steals the show again, in my opinion. Every scene he's in, he makes me laugh.
Yeah, Drax times 10 from the first one. His jokes were just better.
Even more on point.
Yeah, it was the same kind of metaphorical, I don't get what you're saying kind of humor.
And you can tell he's starting to get what they're saying, but not it's funny. It's good.
Yeah.
I really like the way they play it.
It's not the same type of humor, but it's the same style.
Yeah.
If I had to say one negative thing about all the Guardians, Gamora doesn't get a lot of more story besides with Nebula, and that's her own personal thing.
Yeah.
But the connection with everyone else, she just kind of
she's there. Yeah,
she has a relationship with Star-Lord, and we all knew that from the first one. But it doesn't really go anywhere. It just
progresses a tiny bit more.
We like each other. I don't know.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. the Ravengers kind of play a big part in this. Yondu, I thought they used him very well.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll get into more. We can get into more details in the spoiler area.
Yeah, like in the first one, he comes in. He's kind of has a major part in the beginning because he takes Peter from Earth, and then after that, it's kind of like he's there for like I don't know. He's just trying to rival Peter, and it kind of like he's not his role is like.
He's kind of that hated mentor in the first one, which
in
I don't
this
mind.
one, he has his like role, and he plays it.
So I think we'll just kind of start moving into spoilers here, please.
Yeah. So if you don't want to get
video,
if you don't want to get spoiled,
if you want to come back, maybe check out what we think of the full movie after you see it yourself.
Yeah,
come on back.
Definitely.
So we'll just jump right in. So the main villain of this movie actually ends up being Ego.
Yeah,
himself.
And a lot of not that I thought it was going to be the Aisha, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're the
gold,
the gold people.
The people you see in the trailers.
They kind of like tease that that's the villain, and they are a villain.
Yeah.
But like they're
not the
very
main villain.
minor.
Yeah.
They really have nothing to do with the main plot.
Basically what happens is Rocket steals some batteries and they're kind of on their tail throughout the whole movie. But the big stuff here is kind of with Ego and Peter and him kind of finding out that Ego is a celestial. And he is, in fact, his father.
Planet.
He's a living planet.
He is, in fact.
And he basically...
I was waiting for him to be like, you're like a living planet.
Like,
I was
just
waiting for Peter to say that, but he doesn't.
So he's trying to find this meaning for his life. He came into being. He goes through this whole thing of, like, I just don't even know where I came from. And I want direction. And it apparently just kind of wants to make every planet in Ego the living planet, and we're not okay with that.
Yeah, so basically, you find out, he went to all these planets and impregnated a bunch of women to basically, get a child with the celestial gene, and it ends up being Peter.
Yeah. He goes through a bunch of different offspring. We find all the bones and everything. It was a really cool twist, in my opinion.
I didn't expect it. Yeah.
I didn't either. I really...
I kind of figured he'd be, somewhat evil, but, that was pretty, sinister.
That was very sinister. I mean, Kurt Russell plays it so well at the beginning. He's just this loving guy. He's like, dude, I just want to be your dad, man. I want to be there for you. I want to help you out.
They play catch with the fucking
energy. When
he
makes a ball out of energy and they start playing catch with it, and it's so... It's funny. It's perfect. They really played off well for each other, and I can imagine him being his son.
Yeah, definitely.
And the twist really kind of comes off pretty sinister, and it's in a sad way too, because you end up finding out that Ego caused the tumor that killed Peter's mom.
Yeah, which honestly, our whole theater gasped.
Literally,
didn't even think about it.
I didn't either. I really didn't. Our whole theater, you could hear the whole, just literally the jaws drop everywhere, and I was like, oh my god. And I was asking him on the way home, I'm like, but why would he do that? And you made a good point.
Yeah, because he was falling in love with her. Like he says, he's like,
if I went back a fourth time, I went back 3 times to visit your mother, but if I went back a fourth time, I would have stayed.
Left, yeah.
And basically, if he doesn't keep returning to his planet, he dies.
Yeah, so basically he kills her because he doesn't want to stray from his main objective, which is wiping out.
It's not even. It's to take over.
Yeah,
life, it's very.
He doesn't super. Yeah, he. Just
I will admit that's one little.
He wants to kill people or erase erase life. It kind of
in a way, yeah,
because he's a celestial, he's perfect,
and he's like,
he doesn't say that though.
He thinks he's doing the right thing in a way. Yeah. It's definitely a kind of a mind bender.
He definitely is using Peter.
Oh, 100%.
He needs him. One celestial is not enough to power a bunch of worlds that are him. So he needs Peter to basically.
And I thought that was a really
do
good
it willingly
twist.
Or be like a battery. And he actually says you're going to be a battery.
So it was some good stuff. And then we kind of get from Yondu. We see this kind of other father figure. We find out why he doesn't take him back.
Yeah, we got a lot of exposition on that, which I didn't expect to get reasons why Yondu. We knew. Did we know Yondu picked up Peter for a reason?
No. Well, at the end of the first one, he goes, the guy that helps him, Krieger or whatever. He's like, good thing we didn't drop him off at his dad's like we were supposed to.
Yeah. I was like, they do hint it or something.
Yeah, why he didn't do it, but
and
then
and you find out why, and
it makes sense. No, I thought it was a little bit of a heart.
We don't have to spoil it. Well,
no, it was a bit of a heart-wrenching moment. I really enjoyed it, and I just didn't expect to get that from Yondu and Peter at all.
Yeah.
like we said, Gamora was a little underutilized, a little more.
She had a
underutilized than I
role,
thought.
but like it wasn't huge. Like
Their romantic relationship moves up a little bit, which is fine. And we don't need that like gigantic romantic plot line underneath.
Nah,
and
Star-Lord's a player, dude.
No, and I think,
like it's funny. He flirts with like Aisha, like when they're like after they kill that big
I have
monster
to show
in
you
beginning.
the ancient ways of fertility or something.
Yeah.
It's so
And he's like, didn't mean to flirt with her, and he's like, yeah, sure.
yeah, whatever. He's like, I think you care, so I'm sorry. I mean, overall, just this movie was a very solid, enjoyable time. I wasn't bored the entire way through. I found something to really kind of cling on to the whole time.
I said it right after the movie. There seems to be like there's not a ton of action compared to the first one.
I think it's the
Like there's
there's
a ton of space combat, but there's not a lot of like. At the end and the beginning is where you really see the Guardians all fight together.
like on
Even
on foot,
at the end, they're not all together fighting. They're like off in different places. Like
you get the hero shot of them. That was a great shot of it, like circling around them as the planet's like going up. Remember that
Wait,
part?
when?
Like it kind of circles all the Guardians, and then that's when she gets hit by the thing. Yeah.
I like when like Baby Groot runs with the bomb and the Star-Lord's like slow mo like shooting the ship. I was like, that was cool.
Dude, there's a lot of just really good looking shots in this movie.
Yeah,
it's just a good.
It's colorful.
It's a good time.
It's a lot like kind of like Thor Ragnarok's trailer.
One thing
like,
someone pointed out to me, and I cannot unsee it anymore, is the very monochromatic look that a lot of Marvel movies have. Like
Monochromatic,
just, like not very colorful. Like go back and watch Civil War. There's a lot of neutralized colors in my it's not like black and white or anything like that,
Yeah, no,
or even all that. But it's very dulled down in my opinion, except for like maybe you see like Spider-Man who has this gigantic
Yeah, I was
red
gonna say besides
costume.
maybe like Vision,
And even like you go look at even him, like I just feel like they look very neutral. I don't know. I'd like to see them diving into this very colorful, very saturated palette, and it's working, especially with this type of action and stuff. But anything else you want to touch on, Gooch?
let's talk about the kind of like the Easter eggs. We do see Howard the Duck
Howard the Duck again, voiced by Seth Green.
again,
which
like
is
which is in the credits, but like again, like
it's nothing crazy.
funny.
It's him passing by and he says like a snarky
The
comment.
Stan Lee scene is is him talking to the fucking Watchers, which is like
That was like
what? I was like, no,
because that's the
way.
fan theory that people have, right? That he's supposed to be a watcher.
Yeah.
That was really cool, and they looked exactly like they do in the comics. They look really
There's
really
actually
cool.
two scenes because there's
Yeah.
one at the end. So there's a bunch of end credit scenes.
They set up Adam Warlock to be
which was
basically the
which
next
was rumored
Guardian.
that he would be in this movie, and I think James Gunn originally wanted him be a bigger character in this movie.
He's Star-Lord's dad in the comics. Usually, he is.
Yeah, and I was saying like I think there's a few different versions of the story,
But I just thought it was a very nice mixture of all like this kind of lore and comics that they kind of just mashed together, and I really enjoyed Bradley Cooper with Rocket Raccoon. Like I think of him just doing those lines. In a booth,
I don't picture him.
It's
when
funny.
I look at Rocket, I'm like, I'm not instantly Bradley Cooper.
Yeah,
like it doesn't.
And I guess that might be a good thing.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I really do. Same with Groot.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel doesn't just
Well,
go,
you know,
oh, it's Vin Diesel.
He recorded I'm Groot about 200 times, and they probably just baby-faced his
Oh, yeah, no
voice.
shit. Yeah. But, like, yeah, I'm kind of glad. Because, like, imagine if, like, Bradley Cooper was the face of, like, a Marvel movie. I just don't think it'd work.
I mean,
I don't know.
I think he's fine. I want him. I would love to see him play fucking Hal Jordan or something, but that's not going to happen. Green
You
Lantern,
know,
please.
if we're gonna talk about DC stuff, but yeah, like go see the movie. Like it's definitely
even
worth
if you're
your
not
watch.
even a gigantic like comic book movie
and
fan.
like you don't. I think you need to watch Guardians 1 to maybe like understand it, but
So even you don't
don't
really
need
need
to
to, but
yeah,
yeah, it would
yeah,
definitely. I agree.
yeah.
It would definitely help
It
with like
doesn't-
the like
yeah.
with the kind of father thing with Quill and and all that. Type
but
of stuff.
one thing it doesn't do, which was like going in, I was like, you know what? I was kind of pissed. Like the plot, like they said up front, like the plot is not Thanos is not in this movie at all, and like it has nothing to do with like when I thought of Guardians 2, oh, it's gonna be how the Guardians are going against Thanos and Thanos going to Earth and the Guardians going after him, and like that's where they meet the Avengers.
Excuse me.
And like it has nothing to do with that. It really doesn't. Like that's what I think. Like I think we're still in the theater. I'm like, I wonder how the Guardians are gonna get to Earth.
And I don't think they're gonna get to Earth. I think the
Yeah.
Avengers are gonna come out to space, and that's gonna be kind of how it all fashions together. Overall, like we said, Go check out the movie. Kurt Russell's awesome in it. We get Sly in there as a Ravager pilot.
So, but like they were saying his character is like super important.
He's an important Ravager, I think. Apparently, he's a notable one. But
I thought everyone was like, is he celestial?
So you know what people were thinking. Who was the other guy?
Yeah,
Michael. Remember the guy who played Lex Luthor in Smallville? Did he play the crystal dude?
I would assume.
I think that's who it was. Yeah. He looked really cool too. I thought character design wise, alien wise, everyone looked awesome. Taserface, that whole line was funny. But I mean, I think we've. Anything else you want to touch on, Gooch? I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything.
I think the Adam, kind of like going back, like the Adam Warlock thing is super important because that definitely sets up the next movie or like where they're going with the Marvel
I think he's definitely going to be Guardians of the Galaxy 3 villain.
Universe.
Yeah,
there's definitely something there. Like, obviously, like, in Guardians 1, they were talking about Thanos. Like, we knew Thanos was big from fucking,
Avengers
Captain
1.
America.
It was Avengers 1.
Like, we knew Thanos was the villain there, but, like, we knew the Infinity Gauntlet was a thing.
Well, we knew about
back
Infinity
with the Cosmic Cube and the Tesseract. Like,
we knew about the Infinity Stones and all that stuff, but the first time we actually saw him was Avengers 1. Yeah. I think that about does it.
Yeah, it's kind of it.
Like we said, check out the movie. It's worth the watch. Good. It's just as good, if not the same. Or I'm sorry, it's just as good, if not a little bit. I don't want to say worse because that's not the right word. It's
as good as
right
Guardians
underneath.
1.
Yeah, exactly. At the least, it's as good as Guardians 1. But like I said, it's going to be tough to top that one just because it was such an out of the blue movie. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. You can find us on Facebook at Delco Nerd Network, facebook.com/Delco Nerd Network, as well as on Twitter at the DNN Podcast, and youtube.com/Ragucci25. Please like, subscribe for more. We love seeing you guys here. Yeah, hopefully you enjoy the content.
So this is the first time, not the first time we've done a review, but this is the first type of video we've done like this since we've done Delco Nerd Network. So tell us what you guys think. And like, it's supposed to be like a shorter format because like, honestly, I don't think I could talk an hour and a half about like one movie. You probably could. But
I agree. I mean, whoever's with us, we'll try and get some maybe more people on too.
Yeah, it was just me and Trio, but like we were planning on like, hey, whoever comes see it with us, let's all
do it. And kind of discuss. But thank you guys for watching.
For the movie, real quick.
No.
For the movies wise, like we already know what we're doing. Next month, Wonder Woman. Then Spider-Man. Like we already got it set up, which is nice. So it's all going to be superhero stuff. But I don't think there's there's nothing in August, is there? Superhero wise.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
So yeah. We'll get other movies in there, but we got a nice lineup for the next 2 months. Of course.
And I mean, hey, if we maybe hit like a blank period, we go back and do something maybe we want to talk about that we all like. Who knows? We'll talk more about it later.
Yeah, but thank you guys for watching. Stay nerdy.
See you guys.